The Minister for Labour and Employment, Ignatius Bafo-Awuah, has announced that the National Pensions Regulatory Authority has approved the sale of 60% of SSNIT shares in its hotel's investment portfolio. The NPRA directed SSNIT to suspend its negotiations with Rock City over the sale of 4 hotels pending further evaluation and engagement. Now, answering questions on the floor of Parliament, the sector minister confirmed that all due processes have been complied with.
The Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SSNIT, recently defended its decision to sell 60% of its shares in 4 hotels to the Rock City Hotel, owned by the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Brian Champon. Now, these hotels include the Labadi Beach Hotel, La Palm Royal Beach Resort, Elmina Beach Resort, and the Ridge Royal Hotel. This was in spite of concerns of state capture raised by the Member of Parliament for Northton, Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, as well as organized labor and other civil society organizations. Now, the National Pensions Regulatory Authority, NPRA, in the midst of these controversies, called for a suspension of the agreement pending further engagement and assessment of the deal. While answering questions on the floor of Parliament on Thursday, the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Ignatius Bafo-Awuah, disclosed that the NPRA has given the approval for the sale of the hotels.
NPRA came up with a directive, but I will appreciate if my brother, my colleague, really read the directive from NPRA. It said it needed to be furnished with all information relating to the sale of the hotels, which SSNIT has since done that. So it wasn't like a direct decision that SSNIT should not go ahead to do anything, but then SSNIT can only go ahead when NPRA, which is the regulator within the field, had actually certified that they had seen all the documentation and the processes and they think that they are good to go. Well,
Honorable, please conclude your answer.
Yes. So as a minister, I can tell you on authority that NPRA has since indicated that they had seen the processes and they think that SSNIT can go ahead.
He also outlined reasons for the sale of SSNIT's 60% shares in the 4 hotels to Rock City Hotel.
For its hotel investment portfolio, SSNIT previously put in place several measures to turn around the business. These included changing board members, changing management personnel, and involvement of international management companies. In addition, SSNIT provided maintenance, statutory payments, and maintenance of capital expenditure. Ordinarily, these payments should have been borne by the hotels. Despite these efforts, returns from the hotels were either low or negative. As a result, SSNIT could not afford to continue spending pensioners' funds to bail out these hotels. The sale of a majority stake in the hotels formed part of SSNIT's broader strategy to enhance the performance and the sustainability of the scheme's investments.
The House deliberated on the report of the special committee that was set up to investigate a leaked tape which contained plans to remove the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, from office in a bid to rig the upcoming elections. Now, during the debate on the report, the chairman, who failed to sign the report, urged the House to reject the report since it lacks the logical foundation for any action by the House. However, the House adopted the report and the Speaker directed that a copy be presented to the President for further action.
What they were discussing is so illogical and it's not even realistic for somebody to surmise that a particular IGP can determine an outcome of an election. And therefore, what is the matter? What is the sense in punishing people for their absurd positions and their illogicalities? That's my concern. That's why I'm saying that The whole issue of conspiracy falls flat. They were conspiring about nothing. This report is so anemic. It lacks substance for plenary to found, with the greatest respect, any decision on it and to uphold this report. Yes, and I urge this House to reject this report because there is no foundation of evidence for this report, and we shouldn't make resolutions based on such an anemic report.
Mr. Speaker, quite a number of issues have been raised which constitutes a gross misrepresentation of the facts and of the report. And therefore, I want to point out the aspects of his contribution which seeks to distort the report so that the appropriate directives can be given. Because most of the things he has said are not borne out of the report.
The report is accordingly adopted. I can only direct that the clerk to Parliament should make available a copy of this report, which has just been adopted by the House, to His Excellency the President, as Chairman of the Police Council, for any further action they deem necessary.
So, Speaker, it is important and it should never happen again that higher level police officers would descend so low, somehow, to be proud, to be talking the way they talked on the tape, that somehow they can really get into the political arena and use their political connection to be promoted so they can do one political party's bidding. It is important that the President, with this recommendation, invokes the right sections of our Constitution to ensure that disciplinary action be taken against these police officers. It is critical, this must be done. And we pray that the President will take this recommendation very seriously.
Well, the minority says that President Akufo-Addo must, with all seriousness, act on the report of the committee that was tasked to investigate the leaked tape containing plans to remove the IGP from office in a bid to rig the upcoming polls. The minority says that the 3 senior police officers indicted in the report must be dealt with in accordance with the police disciplinary measures. Reporting for Channel One News from Parliament, my name is Ni Ayikwe Okain.